How's it going, boys? TKC here, and welcome back to another live reaction for you guys. And in this episode, I'm going to be going over two tracks, one of them being Drown by Dabin and Mokita, and the other one being Out of Time by Midnight Kids and Yukue. Drown is the first single from Dabin in 2021, and is likely the lead single for his upcoming album, probably coming out later this year. As for Midnight Kids, this will be his second release of 2021, with it being his first single since they split up as a duo. As potentially messed up as it is to say, I'm honestly pretty excited for the split up of Midnight Kids. The one who runs the show now, being Kyle, has always historically been a lot more involved in EDM, previously releasing under a name known as Kilobyte, releasing a track on Monster Cat. So I'm ultimately very curious to see if he heads in a potentially more EDM direction, or if he continues to stay on the slight EDM direction that the Lost Youth headed. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, along with checking out any of my social media platforms in the description down below. Make sure to leave a comment what you guys think about the song or video as well, and let's get into the live reaction. Well, I mean, you can always expect Dabin in really nice acoustic guitars, that's pretty safe. Very emotional ballad feel so far. Still kind of empty in the backing so far, but I like where it's heading. Ooh, nice. Very vocal driven so far. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, Dabin's using fills? What? Very glitchy. Yeah, not really that much impact involved, but aside from the glitches, but I don't know, it's a pretty chill sound. I dig it. I think I like this part a little bit better. Lots of more backing elements, the vocals are very emotional, and I think it just works better overall. Nice guitar, dude. The vibe's starting to grow on me a little bit, I can't lie. This is honestly pretty good. Nice. Very atmospheric. Alright, second drop, let's see what we got. I like those glitches, man. That's very different for Dabin. Ooh, nice. Alright. Nice, dude. Okay, so just off first impressions, it's honestly very well produced, and ultimately you can kind of expect that from Dabin, but when it comes to my personal opinion though, I think it's just a sound I'm growing out of a little bit. As for the verses, verse 1 features a very minimal feel in the verse production, and I don't know if it necessarily works in this case, as it doesn't progress as much as I'd like it to. It gets better towards the chorus, and I think definitely in verse 2, the introduction of the guitar help keeps the energy going a little bit. As for the chorus, I feel like the production is again pretty minimal, just featuring a couple guitars, but ultimately I feel they work in combination pretty well with Mokita's vocals and really helps keep my interest high with the impact they bring. The drops honestly are a slight surprise for me, with some really nice glitches and fills, and some vocal chops and piano keys that keep things fresh. The mention of the keys though do come only toward the second half of the drop, along with Mokita's vocals, and I think I definitely do prefer the second half of these drops. I know Dabin's starting to move away from EDM a little bit, but it is honestly pretty good to see that he's slightly sticking back to his roots, albeit a style that I'm not really into anymore. I think it does its job pretty well as a chill track, and for people that are into this type of music, I think it'll definitely please them. With the innovation that's currently going on in EDM right now, it's really interesting to see artists switch things up in drops 1 or 2, and unfortunately we just don't get that here, and that also really limits how much I'll be listening to this song in the future. And next up, I'll be going over Midnight Kids' new track, Out of Time. Ooh. Very similar vibe to Drown so far. Male vocals with guitar in the background, okay. Well, it's good to see Midnight Kids are still keeping their very nostalgic feel in their lyrics. Ooh. Oh. Really nice guitars. Is this gonna be a drum? Oh, okay. Nice percussion. Oh, okay. Really nice guitar work in this one. Okay, it's kind of going a little fast-paced, so I think I'll just save my thoughts for after. Yeah, in terms of verses, this is just really good. Midnight Kids always have that nailed down. The drop's probably not going to be different, but you know what? Nah, it's good, man. It's good. Yeah, this part is really good. Very nice guitar work. Nice vocal chops. Yeah, it's just the vibe, you know, summertime's coming up. It's pretty solid for that. Ooh, really nice outro. Really like that plucky sound in the back there. Alright, so I kind of can't help but feel that what I said about Dabin's Drown ultimately kind of applies here, but in a slightly different way. Out of Time features some vocal-driven verses, with some really nice guitars in the background, and some emotional male vocals. The use of electric guitars, just as the chorus and in the drops is about to hit, really gives it a more nostalgic feel, and I know that's what Midnight Kids really like to go for. As for the overall encompassing idea, again, I feel like it is just me growing out of this style. The drops, while dominated by the electric guitars, really don't present themselves with that crazy or impactful of an idea, and while that can definitely get new people into EDM music per se, it just doesn't really fit with my expectations or standards of what I expect from EDM music. I do have to give credit where credit is due though, as the percussion is extremely clean and solid, and the overall encompassing idea is very well produced. Again, not really a switch up from drop 1 or 2, so what I say for drop 1 kind of just applies for drop 2. The outro is probably one of the biggest highlights for me here, fully encompassing that nostalgic feel, with the Rhodes piano chords and the synth that plays every beat that just really gives it almost sort of an 80s, 90s feel. So ultimately, it doesn't really seem like that much has changed from the split up of Midnight Kids. However, I'm curious to see if producer collaborations might be in the works now. If so, honestly, the two artists that I've mentioned in this video could make a pretty good collab, but I'd also like to see Midnight Kids potentially work with someone like Said the Sky. And that should be it from me, guys. I was kind of hoping I could have a little bit more diversity when it came to my thoughts on both of these tracks. However, they are pretty similar and are kind of reaching for that same audience. The last video I have to film this weekend is my review of Lost Wolves' EP, and you should expect that in the next couple days here. In the meantime though, I will see you in the next video. Peace.